Hey everybody, I don't know why I thought Mona Lisa was hard during the Classic on Saturday, but I was so despondent that I didn't even want to play Learned League yesterday. Actually, that's not true. I just got a little busy and didn't record when I looked at the questions, so I figured I wouldn't just go back and discuss it. A recap felt weird. Anyway, here I am in my office. You get to see my very exciting librarian's den here. But we're going to go ahead and do match day 13. All right. On a different computer today, so if I have any technical difficulties, I trust you'll forgive me. Anyway, question 1. What part of the body is most often used to operate what is known as a treadle? Well, okay. I mean, even if I had no idea what a treadle was, my guess would be that it's something you tread on, and I would say the foot. That seems very guessable, which means that my inclination is going to be to put a lower defense on it, but maybe there'll be a question where people just are definitely going to know it. I'm pretty sure the treadle is I guess maybe I know it has something to do with weaving or sewing, and it might be the part at the bottom that you step on. Anyway, question 2. Nothing's Gonna Stop You Now by Loverboy, Street Thunder by Foreigner, Grace by Quincy Jones, and Power by Bill Conti, as well as tracks by Giorgio Moroder, Philip Glass, and John Williams, all appeared on an album released in 1984 in association with what? Okay. Well, we know who John Williams and Philip Glass are, big composers. Nothing's Gonna Stop You Now by Loverboy, that's sort of, very 80s music. Street Thunder by Foreigner, also some more 80s music. Which makes me think of film soundtrack, but well, I know Bill Conti recorded "Gonna Fly Now" for Rocky. But that's not the same thing. But I don't think there's any movie that had both Philip Glass and John Williams on it. Certainly, I'd be inclined to say something like Rocky 4. I don't know exactly what year that came out. Probably about 1984, but I think so. Yeah, I think he would say what film if it was a film. That's part of it too. So I'm thinking association with what would be something different, which. Maybe it's a charity event. But again, Philip Glass and John Williams didn't make We Are the World or something like that, at least as far as I know. And unless it's totally it's not Live Aid or something, unless he's totally trying to trick us. I also think there was kind of a Live Aid question in LL67. I may be misremembering that. I'm trying to think what I would. No. Okay, well, in 1980, okay, these are probably inspirational songs and other music associated with the Olympics. In fact, yeah, that fits in association with what? It fits the year. And I'm thinking maybe that was the year that John Williams recorded the, what's now considered to be the main Olympics theme for the TV coverage. I know that he did write one of those major Olympics themes, maybe some in the Heroes, though that may have been the Atlanta Games. I'm not entirely up on Olympic peripherals. I do feel good about this answer now, though. Okay. Question 3. Although it's largely a historical artifact today, with less than 1% of its approximately 180,000 people of Jewish descent, the only Jewish territory in the world with official status outside of the Levant is in what country? Well, there's that Levant word again. That means we're not in Israel or anywhere near Israel. So it's other than Israel, where is there an official territory dedicated to Jews? Is the question, basically. And I believe, so most places in Western Europe would not have done such a thing. And there certainly isn't anywhere like that in the US. And I don't think there's any I know that there were ideas to have the Jewish state in Africa, to have the Jewish state in Australia, things like that. But I don't think any of those actually happened. So what I think we want is I think there's something in Russia where it could be that Stalin like sort of resettled Jews into that area. Like I think it's in Eastern Russia. I could be wrong about this, but I'm fairly sure that there's definitely some kind of Jewish autonomous region or something like that in Russia. So yeah, I believe that is in Russia. Question 4. Squirrel Nutkin, Miss Moppet, Jemima Puddle Duck, Mr. Samuel Whiskers, and Mr. Jeremy Fisher are all characters created by what author and illustrator? Okay, well at least we have author and illustrator here, which narrows it down a lot. I'm pretty sure that I had like a Tales of Beatrix Potter, and the only one I ever really read in there was Peter Rabbit and maybe Benjamin Bunny. But I think Squirrel Nutkin was in the back. He's the one that I remember, and I'm pretty sure that's Beatrix Potter. Certainly all the animals here fit with that being her. Let's just say Potter, just in case. You know, always only say last names if you can get away with it. Kind of like how I shouldn't probably say, you know, the Los Angeles Summer Olympics or something like that, because Thorsten isn't able to prompt, so he's just going to accept Olympics, I assume, for that one. Question 5. Domestic scenes filled with the glow of light, such as this canvas of her mother and sister, are typical of the work of what painter and co-founder of Impressionism? Well, okay. So this is a woman painter who painted this thing. Like they have one of her paintings in the background. That's cute. Maybe they don't. Okay. So we have a female Impressionist painter, and importantly, she was noted as one of the founders of Impressionism. My guess is that we're going to have a giant most common wrong answer with Mary Cassatt. But the thing is, Mary Cassatt wasn't a founder of Impressionism, as I understand it, partially because she was American and Impressionism was founded in France. So if I had to guess, and this doesn't quite look like Cassatt to me. Cassatt, I feel like, is a little more like, and I could be totally wrong, but the famous Mary Cassatt paintings that I can think of often involve babies or other things like that. Not so much, you know, people sitting on a couch. The other thing is, I just don't think of this as quite her style. Like, I think her style is a little more, I don't know, like a little more abstract. I hate that word because I'm sure I'm using it wrong, but yeah, like just a little bit less clear, and you know, like to the point where she's got like just, you know, big swaths of things to a greater degree. And someone who knows art is like cringing right now as I say this idiotic dribble. Nevertheless, I don't think it's Mary Cassatt, which leaves us with the only other female impressionist I can name, I think. Yeah, which is Berthe Morisot. That's a good name for you to know. It's like, this is the French. It's approximately, for trivia purposes, coterminous with the French female impressionist. I am sure there are others, but this is the one that tends to come up the most. And this is an educated guess. It certainly gets a 3. I think certainly gets a 3. I think this is an artist that a lot of people have never heard of before. I also think that just name a female impressionist is going to lead people to say Mary Cassatt, maybe in some cases without thinking, because I don't think it looks like something she couldn't have painted, for example. Anyway, so yeah, we're going to put a 3 on that and sort of save the rest of our defense. But once again, we have a fine arts question that gets the 3. Whenever there's a fine arts question, I am tempted to put a 3 on it because it's just harder content in many cases, and some people don't know as much about it. And Thorsten is willing to ask stuff that's decently hard. Like, I think Morisot is pretty hard. Anyway, question 6. What is the name used commonly for Prosopis juliflora and related species of small trees, which have various uses, but are best known in the United States and particularly the U.S. Southwest for their use as a fuel for barbecues and also perhaps for the namesake Dallas suburb? Okay. Well, that's helpful. I think people know that you like often will barbecue with mesquite wood. And there is, I'm pretty sure, a Mesquite, Texas. It's entirely possible I've even been through it. It's a sort of question my buddy Solomon Stein would certainly know. He's from that area. and I would immediately look to see if my opponent was from Texas, especially if they're from North Texas. Yeah, that one, I feel like I'm giving a 1 just because it's like, yeah, mesquite wood, right? Mesquite barbecue. Like, I can't think of any other wood that's primarily associated with barbecuing. The 0, I think, is going to come down between Foot and Beatrix Potter. I'm going to go with Foot for the 0 just because what else is anybody going to say? I mean, it's treading, right? You tread on it. I think you do. If it's hand, you know, I'm just oops, but that's what I'm going to go with. Foot. Olympics is pretty guessable. Russia. The Jewish Autonomous Region of Russia feels like a 2 to me. I think Olympics is a 2 because it's just a little less clear. It's got a little more of a riddle quality. It took me longer to solve. So I'm going to put a 2 there. I'm going to put the other 1 on Potter. And we're going to hope we got these. Okay, Treadles with the foot. The Summer Olympics in Los Angeles is what he wrote down. There's going to be lots of people fretting, like, will he take just, do you think he'll take just Olympics? And he will. He always does. He kind of has to, given the exigencies of running this tournament, or running this sort of competition. Russia, Beatrix Potter, Meredith Morisot, sweet. I was vaguely concerned there was like another one, another female impressionist that could have shown up there that would have gotten me, but it didn't. And Mesquite. All right, folks. Thanks for watching today. Thanks for watching this whole time. Please send me any questions you have. I'd love to answer, just random, human questions or random other questions via either in my videos or via